Right, folks, welcome. Good to have all of you with us. So, folks, first of all, to our headline sponsor, Grey Matter and Finch, one of the top integrated reporting and stakeholder engagement companies in their field. And we are delighted at Times Media to have teamed up with them for a second year in a row to bring you, once again, the Business Day Investor Relations and Strategic Communications Symposium. Why are we having this debate in the first place when it comes to integrated communication? I'm sensing that we wouldn't be discussing this unless there were sort of deficiencies in the matrix somewhere. Let's start the conversation.
A company is there to create shared value, and that's where the sustainability part comes in.
Ed, how do you approach integrated thinking at Murray & Roth?
It makes a big difference that the CEO, he cares about communications. He invests time into it, specifically on the investor relations side and on the communication side with employees, as an example.
I don't think any company can actually survive if it's not able to really tap into integrated thinking.
If you look at the history of business in South Africa, you used to have companies that were corporates, but they weren't corporate citizens.
The next topic is managing stakeholders in difficult times. Since the advent, Shegs, of social media, has your thinking been forced to change?
We're not really the ones that people are aware of when things have gone wrong. So it's more often than not our clients that are the ones who are actually bearing the brunt of whatever's being out in the social media.
As an IRO, it was being the deliverer of the bad news and always taking a mirror and putting it in front of those executives and not allowing them to actually blame government or anybody else for the circumstances that they found them in and say, how are you going to take accountability?
As soon as you know facts, you have to front with them.
Our third session, the challenges that IROs face and how they should manage communication, reputation and valuation.
So if a market is under pressure, people become risk averse and will start to analyze the real gap between your actual value and your perceived value, which is where you might see a decrease in your share price. We can all learn. In fact, the brain is outstanding at learning. It's an incredibly logical system. And because we can do that, we can all relearn. The hardest thing for us to do is to stop doing, not start doing.
The premise here is that investor relations and corporate communication has a strategic role to play and is valued by investors, or is it?
A lot of stocks, we looked at them more from a curiosity point of view rather than an investment point of view, are suddenly now starting to generate massive amounts of money and change the way that we respond and react. So you've got a generation that's not scared to use technology and it's embracing every aspect of their lives.
One of those people at the forefront of this new debate on South Africa about state capture, the fractious nature of our relationship right now, is Sipho Pitjana.
Everywhere in the world where you have a functional relationship between business and government, it is one that is candid, where the parties have nothing to beg from each other, but engage openly and robustly. And those of the business leadership that are not able to convey that kind of message should not be in the leadership. Business of politics is very much in business. So we may not be activists and all of that, but we must recognize and support the role of those civil society structures that promote and play an important role in fulfilling what is a collective mandate.
I just want to call very quickly Escher Mansingup, Director and founding member of the Investor Relations Society of South Africa, just to basically say thank you very much for coming and to round things off for you.
With regards to communication, and for those of you that don't already have it at your companies, you might want to consider a disclosure policy. I think that's quite important, particularly for listed entities where the dissemination of material or price-sensitive information can have such an impact on your share price, which is ultimately the director and management responsibility.